All right, so here we are on Daybreak, listening to that wonderful sound of pop being poured. And here's our red Protoss player, winner of the last game. Does he have what it takes to take down his opponent? He is.
MVP TaeLS.
StarCraft 2. It's right on the headphones so you know what game we're playing. And down at the bottom of the map, in the blue from the team Slayers. His first time in the GSL, he is.
Slayers TaeJa.
Needs to win this game to keep his GSL career alive, at least in the individual competition anyway.
Yeah. It is important for these guys' careers to stay in Code A. Obviously, if they lose, they're not going to like get kicked off their teams and be sent home or anything like that, but it's very important to stay in Code A because Code A itself isn't important. What's important is Code S, and that's the goal of these players, and it just means one extra step. It's like when you go to the DMV, and like you know, going to the DMV itself, even if you have all your paperwork, it's still a pain. You have to go through all these annoying things. You have to wait, then you have to go and fill out more paperwork, stand on all these lines.
Yeah.
But if you go there and you forgot your birth certificate, well, I'm sorry, you have to go through everything all over again.
It's so fun, man. And then you have to like get a ride from someone else home if you don't have a license yet.
Those days, man.
I don't know.
Always go on a Friday. There's less people there. That's in my experience, anyways.
I don't drive anymore, man. I live in Korea now. I just
Yeah,
take
we
the
don't
subway
have to
everywhere.
actually. It's one
I
of the best
sold my
things about
car.
being in Korea. I don't have to pay gas anymore. So this is going to be something that's very important for TaeLS to see. No gas.
Yep. So can he put a Nexus down, Wolf?
Yes, he can. He can if he wants to. He can pressure. He can do a void rail, and he actually has all the information he needs to do anything at this point. So now he can
world is
just
full
do
of
anything.
possibilities.
If he saw gas here, no, he can't do that. He doesn't know. He could maybe do that.
I was going to say, what is that Marine shooting at? But he's shooting at the neutral supply depot.
Yep.
Wants to make sure that his opponent can't use it to charge up or something like that.
No, well, there's that. There's also, it can get in the way of building placement.
Yeah.
Usually it's a defensive thing, so your opponent can't bunker the bottom of your ramp.
Interesting to see the GSL sort of adopting the neutral bunker on the, what am I saying? Neutral supply depot on the low ground.
Well, in StarCraft 1, there would be neutral command centers in certain games, so you could actually look up a game. I forgot who played in it, where someone uses a queen to infest one of the neutral command centers on the map and used infested Terrans to kill a Protoss player. Really? That was intense, man. I remember watching that game going, is this real life?
A couple more barracks going down for TaeJa, which is normally what you would do after going one racks expand without a gas. SCV's going to sneak in, and he's going to see the probe.
Oh, probe's like, please. Well, he makes the next to the SCV, doesn't see it, but he's going to know what's going on. Well, he may think it's a 4-gate.
Our SCVs are under
Not anymore.
attack.
Checking around, he actually sees a probe in the middle of the map, but he does, of course, barely see the Nexus on the minimap. He doesn't actually see the warp in, but he sees the red on the minimap. It was that close. So he says, no, it's not a 4-gate.
You know, the Zalnagatar's, the configuration of everything is kind of exactly like it was in Delta Quadrant.
Yeah.
Don't want to bring up any bad memories with that map.
Delta Quadrant was an interesting map. It's a good idea. Just didn't work out, I think, as was intended. Yeah.
Nice micro by TaeJa keeping that Marine alive. That's something that we've seen in all of his games so far, is that he doesn't waste a single unit, you know? If a unit's taking damage, he moves it back.
No reason not to.
Yep. If you're playing the campaign on Brutal, you'll learn all about the importance of doing that really fast.
Though I like try to 1A through the first mission, it didn't work.
I learned my lesson. I don't play a single player, Wolf.
I don't blame you.
Every time I play single player, I'm like, I could be playing multiplayer right now.
It's a fun story, though. It's definitely worth playing, in my opinion, if you guys haven't played the campaign yet. If you've got some time, or if you have an internet connection somewhere, definitely just get on it and play it.
I actually haven't had the ending spoiled yet for me, except obviously Kerrigan sort of, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
I'm not going to tell you anything. Just have fun and enjoy.
I don't know. I don't know if Frodo survives. I don't know if Snape actually kills Dumbledore or not. I don't know.
But you actually don't know the answer to that?
No, I do.
Oh.
Actually, it's kind of a sad story. I spoiled the whole Snape-Dumbledore thing for my wife right before we went and saw the movie. Like, I was joking around with my friend who was going to come with us. I'm like, LOL, Snape kills Dumbledore, you know, because the internet thing. And my wife turns around, she's like, what? I'm like, oh, I forgot you didn't know that.
Oh man, you should have recovered from that one. That's recoverable.
No,
You know what's not
I
recoverable?
tried, but it didn't work.
We actually talked about this the other day. I was like talking about all the things you can't recover from. Oh.
Doesn't see the Twilight
Well, you can't
Council.
recover from 15 Marines, 4 Steve Sags, and 4 Banshees barreling down the
again.
choke when you went for a Nexus.
It's like a Mobius strip of a TVP matchup.
Boom. Get that SCV. Tell him he can't scout your base. He's not welcome.
And so right now, I mean, we see pretty standard TVP. We've got 3 barracks, we've got the reactored starport, we've got the engineering bay for upgrades, stim is on the way. So kind of the most standard TVP strategy from TaeJa, but there's nothing at all wrong with that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the standard if it wasn't really good, Wolf.
I thought that what we were going to see from TaeLS was going to be a Dark Shrine after that Twilight Council, so you could not only defend drops, but also put on some harassment. It's something that a lot of Pro players have been doing recently, but the Forge upgrade is a much safer route to go down.
Yeah.
Adding 3 gateways here as well. He's actually playing this just right.
Well, it's just so common now for Terrans to put like a turret up at their choke that it's really, really tough these days to get DTs.
Yeah, in fact, there's a
into
turret
the
going up right now because he knows that exact timing.
Yep. There it is. Terrans know, man.
They know. It's
we're
so
up
much
on all your
safer
DT tricks.
to go for that Forge upgrade. I really like what TaeLS is doing. He knows when to add the gates. He knows when to start getting those Forge upgrades. Now, as you can see, these units over here look like they're kind of staying in the middle of nowhere, but what is actually happening is these 2 medevacs are rallied to them, and they're going to pick up. He's going to do a drop. There is what people like to call an Artosis pylon powering several of these gateways, so that could come into play here.
So somehow I don't think he was the first person to ever do that.
Well, it's just the name that people use now. Of course he wasn't, man. That happened in Brood War too. Well, Artosis played Terran in Brood War, so...
So they had the Artosis supply depot back then. Alright, nice drop there, clearing out the mineral line, and he's going to go for the Twilight Council. I really, really like this decision. Can he get it, though? It's getting close. I think he will. He does get the Twilight Council, and...
Going for the Forge, too. I'm not sure if I agree with that.
Yeah, I think he just should have loaded up there.
Yeah, he already did loot. He didn't need to loot anymore, man.
Should have looted up. What am I, from Fargo now? I don't know.
Well, luckily for TaeLS, he realized what was going to start his +2 armor immediately, so now he does have that star. That's basically all that losing the Twilight Council is really going to do to him at this point. He can't research +2 or 3 weapons or armor.
Yep.
Again, you know, he can't get Blink, but it's not absolutely critical, especially since he's going for that Zealot Archon composition. Again, he's got 17.
Oh. Feedbacking
nice
that medevac.
17 Zealots, 1 Stalker, and 3 High Templar out, making an Archon.
I think he actually feedbacked that medevac twice, if I saw that right. I think he was trying to get both of them. Can you feedback a medevac with 0 energy?
No.
It's another question.
Well, you can, maybe it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I believe you can. It's just there for like a second, so I've never actually done that before. I've never made that mistake. But did you guys know you can feedback from the minimap?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do, though. I do not recommend it. I was actually messing around with it with Optic Zero the other day. We were trying to figure out if you could somehow do it better. If
viable?
It would, like, we just thought, is it viable?
Is it viable?
Q, feedback from the minimap. Is it viable? But we just wanted to find out if you could like spam it and it would work faster, but it's not the case. It's like really precise. Can't really do that.
So supply right now is basically even, 122 to 124. That's about as even as it gets. Well, now it's 124 to 124. That's actually about as even as it gets.
Well, now it's 126 to 124.
Well, when I started that sentence, Wolf, it was 124 to 124.
Well, now it's 131 to 126.
Well, whatever. It's still pretty even. That's the point. Second Twilight Council's been constructed. It's hoping that it can live a longer and happier life than the first Twilight Council did.
It's actually got like a corner missing from it, but it's fully operational. But the Rebel Alliance doesn't know that.
That's right.
Look at that is the Mega Drop. He's doing the Mega Drop.
That's no Moon Wolf. It's a space station of drops.
He's going to drop that on the space station, that's for sure. This probe is like going to see this maybe. No, he's not.
Yep.
And this is going to get intense.
he
There are
doesn't
some
see it.
units here. He may get one with the feedback.
Yeah, he's sending. Oh, he sent the medevacs with less energy in first.
This
Smart
is
move there.
the Mega Drop. All of the
Yeah.
army of TaeLS making its way back towards the base. He's going to kill this Forge.
Then Archon moves up. He's like, no, never mind. And he, pulls away. I like it.
That was a really nicely
Very
done
nice.
drop. Getting that Forge, very crucial. TaeLS now at +2 armor. No weapon upgrades. TaeJa at 1-1. Soon to be
Archon.
2-1.
Sad.
Mobius reactor finishing up. Those ghosts that are in production right now will get the upgrade. That's very nice for them.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like timing the Infestor upgrade with the first Infestors you make too. I mean, it's just a natural thing to do. And the Archon is going to die. That's the same Archon that was there before.
Is he going to target down the Nexus?
I think that would be a good idea, Wolf, and it looks like he is. And is he going to get it? I think he is. And loading up, flying away.
Oh! That Marauder.
Oh.
Don't leave me hanging. It's like,
Left
sorry,
tank.
dude. Forge
Break the
remade.
wrist, walk away. Break the wrist. Napoleon Dynamite. All right.
Nexus remade, but this Nexus might have to be remade because.
See, this is actually how you beat Protoss if you're a Terran player. You go in, you're aggressive, you get the army out of position. Your bio is more mobile. Dropping again at the main. TaeJa's just all over the place right now.
Well, the map is so large, it's so difficult for TaeLS to do counterattacks, you just might as well. He's killing all of the army of TaeLS here. Lifts up, he doesn't even have to lift up, he could have just stayed and killed some more units and then lifted up, but just trying to play it safe. I'd like to see him maybe repair some of those medevacs getting very low.
Yep.
And it looks like he is just going to go home. He wants to check and make sure there aren't any hidden Nexi around the map.
Yeah, well, now that he's kind of diminished the income, you can see our observer pointing that out right now. TaeJa has a much, much higher income because of the Nexus that he destroyed. And so now what he can do is just go back, kind of group up, let his ghosts charge some energy, and then when he moves out with his big army like he is right now, he's going to have a lot of stuff. He's going to have ghosts ready to go, and his opponent's not going to have anywhere near as big of an army as he could have had, as you can see right there. So yeah, TaeJa just playing this really, really well. With proper EMPs, he should do pretty good against this army that TaeLS has.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bad for TaeLS. He's going to get caught out here in the middle of the map. Maybe he does back away. He doesn't quite know what's going on, but he gets nervous.
Yep, another warp in. Scan.
Scan sees it.
TaeJa going to
That's
decide
a lot
to go
of
in.
Zealots.
And he's
Here
grouped
come
up.
the EMPs. Maybe.
Oh, look at those units grouped up wonderfully. And EMPs, not the best EMPs, missing a lot of Zealots actually.
But hitting almost every Archon.
Yeah, it's going to be enough.
And the Zealots trying to chase. But look at that beautiful stutter step micro by TaeJa.
Yeah. Really nice stutter stepping there.
Look at that, man. I don't even think I've seen stutter step micro that good before.
Even microing the medevacs, that kind of bothers me a little bit. There he goes. No, he's not doing it. Uh-oh. And he's kind of low in health with these units. He does need to be a little bit careful there. He's got so much stuff right now.
He just traded so well there. Now he's going to go around the edge, attack the natural. When the units are out of position.
And there's a lot of pylons blocking things. He's going to try to pull that army back a little bit.
No Storm. Yet again, Storm would be so great in this situation.
Yeah.
Archons just aren't enough if your opponent has good EMPs and he has good control. They're just not enough.
That is kind of a good point, is that he really hasn't been getting stormed these last couple games.
2 robotics facilities being made right now. He's going to maybe try to switch into Colossi. I don't think it's going to work. If he tries to make Immortals, I'm just going to laugh and the game will end.
Could be a little bit too late for that. And the army again clumped up. EMPs on all the Archons again. They're not going to do anything. This could be it right here.
I think this might just be it. The Nexus is going to fall. The Zealots could be sniped at this point. There's just so few of them. Look at that, warping in a huge round of Zealots, but doesn't matter. I don't think so. Feedback to these medevacs.
Bio's still really low.
Somewhat insignificant, but the Archons are just dying so quickly. He can never really close in on that army. I think we might have to see GG.
It's the most exciting way a fight has ever been portrayed.
One Marauder.
He's like, whoa!
He's like, I got this.
Look behind you. The Stalkers are like, we're not falling for that. Unfortunately.
Look at how low all these units are, but look at how little it matters. GG.
There it is. So, MVP TaeLS taken down by Slayers TaeJa. TaeLS put up a good fight, I gotta say.
Yeah,
I gotta say, he didn't do bad at all.
All right, we were hard on him after that first game.
Oh, a little bit.
But he played the second 2 games quite well.
It's hard to please us, Wolf.
TaeJa's multitasking was incredible.
Yeah.
His stutter step micro was also awesome.
Yeah, really.
His EMPs were not on the Zealots, but he was patient. He hit the Archons. He actually just pushed his Zealots, his Ghosts through. He sacrificed them a little bit, but he was able to EMP all those Archons.
Yep.
That's what's important, because you can just kite the Zealots all day long.
And, we saw how happy TaeJa looked. That's got to be, like, the greatest feeling ever, because even if he loses next round, which I'm sure he doesn't want to, but even if he loses next round, he's still in Code A next season. That's got to be a great feeling. You're kind of like, I made it, I qualified. I made it through the round of 32, through the danger days.
The danger days, man.
And,
for TaeJa, the danger days are over this month.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately for MVP TaeLS, he is going to have to requalify Back to the spice mines of Kessel for him.
Yeah, man.
Hard labor. That's what it is. So our next match is going to be probably one of the ones I've been looking forward to the most, even though it doesn't have a Terran player in it. It's going to be OGS Inca versus MVP Dongregu. I know a lot of you guys out there have been looking forward to that. Dongregu is definitely a fan favorite right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Everyone's really pleased that he was able to finally qualify for Code A.
Yeah.
He's shown a lot of skill in the team league and in other special leagues like the LG Cinema 3D Special League.
That's a lot of pressure, though, too. I actually talked to Dongregu a couple days ago, and I asked him, I'm like, are you, because he actually has pretty good English. I'm like, are you nervous about Code A? And he's like, yeah, I actually am nervous. He said yes, and he giggled a little bit. So, yeah, he's nervous because he knows not only, as he finally made it in, a lot of people are like, well, why haven't you made it in already? And so he has a lot of pressure to get through this round. Because these players, they really do want to please the fans. That's a big deal to players in Korea here, is that they want to put on good games for the fans. So, yeah, a lot of pressure on this guy, but I think he can handle it.
He also knocked out another fan favorite, Slayer Sella, from the qualification rounds in the finals. So they actually both made it to the final round, and Dongregu triumphed. We're going to take a 5-minute break when we get back, guys. Dongregu versus Inca.